Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Tierra and I am here with another social work video. So I received a lot of questions about specific jobs that people can have in the social work field straight out of their undergraduate program. So I decided to do some videos on some of the first jobs I had in this field. This particular job that I'm going to be talking about is for graduates from the human service field. So that is people who have degrees in psychology, sociology, and even social work. This video is specifically about therapeutic day treatment services, and it's also known as TDT. Now, it is based in Virginia. I don't know about other states or cities around the area that I live in, but I'm pretty sure that this service is provided throughout Virginia. It may be called something different where you live, but here it's called therapeutic day treatment services. So I'm just going to dive right in and share some information that I guess experienced, some pros, some cons, and some responsibilities of this particular job. If you guys see me looking down at my phone, it's because I have written down notes on my phone. So if you're interested in seeing more, just keep on watching. So again, TDT stands for Therapeutic Day Treatment Services. It is a service provided to families with Medicaid insurance. This service is specifically provided to children within schools primarily. They also provide services during holiday breaks and summer breaks and stuff like that, but I'll get into that a little later. In order for someone to receive this service in Virginia, they must have Medicaid. I think it recently changed, but initially when I was in the field of TDT, people had to go get what is called a VICAP assessment done, and basically they assess you to determine if this service is really needed for you, because in the past people have, misused the service kinda, or there was like some fraud going on where people were just signing up all children with Medicaid services. So they want to make sure that you actually need this service. But as I stated before, this is changing. There is a new policy for students who require this service. So just make sure you know what is going on. I'm pretty sure if you get the job, you'll know what's going on in that particular school or in your particular city and county. How to determine if a student needs TDT services. Typically, this is going to be a student with behavioral concerns or emotional concerns in school. So say if they're getting suspended, if they're having problems with peer interactions, this is a sign that a student may need some extra supports in school for their emotional, behavioral, and social concerns. Okay. So the TDT services basically serve as an intervention for the students. Instead of them being sent to the principal office or being asked to go sit in the hallway or something like that because they are having some type of behavior concerns, or in order to avoid them from getting suspended for fighting and stuff like that, you may ask them to go talk to their counselor in school. So basically, the TDT counselor serves as a liaison between not only the child and the principal, but the child and the family, the child and other service providers in the community. So basically, the TDT counselor is the advocate for the student during the school day. So as I stated before, the TDT counselor provides interventions to the students who receive services in the school. Interventions can be provided a number of ways, but just to give you an example of some ways that a counselor might intervene, here's a few. One, the counselor can be a check-in person for that student. So sometimes students with behavioral and emotional concerns, they dislike coming to school. And even with social concerns, if they're getting bullied or someone is threatening to fight them, or they have anxiety, or they know that their teacher dislikes them, they may not want to come to school. You can be that happy face for that student when they arrive to school. So basically, just check in with them and kind of encourage them. Let them know that you're going to be there with them throughout the day and kind of like help them get through the day. Another way that you can support your student or intervene with your student is to be their support, be in their corner. Sometimes students with behavior concerns, they have a hard time building relationships with their teachers, and with other professionals or even with their peers. Knowing that they have someone in their corner to advocate for them is gonna make them make it through school, basically. So what you can do is go and observe the student in the classroom, observe their peer interactions in their electives, and just be there for the student. Kind of provide them with skills that you see that they are lacking. Show them and tell them ways that they can interact with their teachers to help rebuild those relationships that they have affected by their behavior. Another way to intervene with these students is to communicate not only with the student, but communicate with the parents. A lot of times, for whatever reason, the parents are not, I guess, open to communicating with the teachers and the principals and stuff like that, because they realize that their students have built a poor relationship with that school. So sometimes the parents shun away from coming up to the school and advocating for their students themselves. So what you can do is be that liaison again between the student and the parent, and the teachers and the parent, and share information with the parent that the parent would not receive from the teachers or the principals. So if Johnny, for example, is having behavior concerns in school and the teacher wants to share this information with mom, but she can never get in contact with her because the parent doesn't like the teacher for whatever reason, you can be that person to share information with the parent. But not only just sharing the information, when you go to the parent, it would be helpful if you could provide, ways that you are helping with that particular behavior, so that the parent can be at ease by knowing that the situation is being resolved without their child having to be suspended and missing additional time from school. Also, as a TDT counselor, it's very important to communicate with other service providers that the student is receiving. So if the student has behavior concerns, for example, ODD, which is oppositional defiant disorder, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or anxiety disorder, or something like that, it may be important for you to communicate with the therapist or their psychiatrist or their in-home counselor to see what is helping at home, what is helping in terms of their medication, are they taking their medication, so that you'll have all the information to share with the team in school. And when I say team in school, I mean like the teachers and stuff like that. If the student is getting in trouble at school and you know that they have not had their medication, that will be helpful. You will be advocating for that student by sharing with the teacher like, hey, this student is having some problems with his medication. His psychiatrist is working on it, but that may be why he's having some of those emotional and anger outbursts in class. So basically intervening in that manner. Another way that you can intervene is to provide coping mechanisms for the student, or kind of teaching them about their feelings, teaching them about some of the negative and positive consequences of their behaviors, teaching them how to communicate with not only teachers and peers. Some students don't have those skills, and you would be surprised. And if you guys are interested, I will be doing some videos on interventions that I have used with my clients in the past, so look out for those. When I put those videos out, it will also be in a way that you can use them with your clients when you have them. So I think that will be very helpful. But I'll explain all of that in a whole nother video. And another way to provide intervention is to do group and one-on-one intervention with the students. Group intervention is basically meeting with some students who are receiving the TDT services and providing them with some of those skills that they are lacking. So these students will have a treatment plan. You will complete notes on these students daily and basically jot down ways that you help the student. I will also do another video on note writing, because I remember getting my first job, I did not know how to write a progress note at all. So I had to do like 20 of them over again because I didn't know the terminology to use. So I will be doing another video on that, so I'm going to make a note of that. One-on-one intervention would kind of be like if the student is having difficulty in class or something, so the teacher is like, I need him to step out the classroom. You could be there for that student. Talk to the student, find out what's going on with them, what is wrong, how can we fix this. You need to be in class. You don't need to miss this material that is being taught right now, so I need you to go back in class. Just being their coach in the moment and sharing with them what is going on, what is about to happen if they don't turn around their day. As I stated before, TDT services also serves as a, I guess, community outlet for students. It's something that students can do during holiday breaks and summer breaks instead of them just being in their neighborhoods and community getting in trouble. They have the opportunity to participate in something that will better them, so they will learn additional coping mechanisms and things to help with their behavior and social skills instead of them being at home in a negative environment. I'm not saying that all of their environments are negative, but a lot of the students that I have worked with have come from like bad neighborhoods. So those neighborhoods can teach students a lot of things that, you know, they don't need to know at their age, or that can put them back instead of preparing them to be better. So in the summer, you're just basically doing some of that group intervention. You're also taking them on different trips and stuff in the community. When you're taking them on those social outings, you're still teaching them social skills. You're still teaching them manners and behaviors that they need to know. So it's not like you're just out playing with them. Everything that you do with the students needs to be therapeutic. So just keep that in mind. So now I'm going to just cover some pros and cons of a therapeutic day treatment job. So pros first. One is that the hours are typically school hours. So if you're working with a middle school student, you may work from 7 a.m. to about 3 p.m. And if you think about that, that's pretty good. I worked this job while I was in grad school, so it kind of worked out. For me, I was able to do a lot of my classes at night, and I was still able to work during the day. So that is definitely a pro. Another pro is that I received a lot of experience from this job. I didn't know anything graduating, and I want you guys to know that you're not going to know anything. It's all about experience, which is why I stressed in another video that it's important for you to get some type of experience working with children, because you're not going to know anything therapeutic. Although you've been in those classes, you need the experience to be able to take the material that you learned in the classroom and perform in a work environment. So hopefully this video will help with that, as well as the other videos that I plan to put out in the future. Another pro is that the pay is pretty decent with this job for coming straight out of undergrad. Some people get paid between $16 to $20 an hour working these jobs. I don't know many jobs in TDT who provide salary pay, so that is another thing to think about if you are hoping for salary pay and benefits and stuff like that. I'm not sure if this job provides, well, I'm not sure how many agencies provide salary pay and good benefits for that particular job. I was still on my parents' insurance then, so that kind of worked out for me. I had a little bit more time to get my life together, which is why I encourage everyone to know what you want to do, know how you want to do it, and go ahead and plan to get a master's level degree if you're in this field. And don't waste time. Go ahead and get it because you're going to need it if you plan to stay in this field. Okay, and then, moving on to the cons. One is that the job can get really, really stressful. Like, I'm not gonna lie, most jobs in this field are gonna be stressful. Anytime you're working with someone with behavioral or emotional concerns, it gets hard because you're learning and you're dealing with somebody else's stressors, and you don't always know how to, I guess, address those behaviors and stuff like that. So you don't have all the answers. So it can get stressful if you're anything like me and you feel like I'm problem focused in life. Like, everything that I do is problem focused. Like, okay, this is a problem, how are we gonna fix it? So sometimes you have to realize you cannot fix these clients, and that can get stressful for you. Okay, another one is that you still have to work those holiday and summer breaks. So whereas the teachers get burnt out and they get those breaks periodically, as a TDT counselor, they're gonna work your butt off. Like, you're gonna work the holiday breaks, you're gonna work the summer breaks, because that is how the business get paid and that is how you get paid. So that's another, I guess, con. Another con is that there is not much growth in this particular job. You come in as a counselor, the highest that you can go up is to become a TDT supervisor, and basically you would be a supervisor over the other counselors. Again, I don't know how the benefits are at that level. I don't know if they get salary pay at that level. I doubt it. But luckily, there are a number of TDT agencies out there now, so the service is pretty popular. Another pro that I learned from this job is that I actually learned to make up interventions for students. I learned to make up like lesson plans to teach therapeutic interventions to students. And I would not have, that's something that I did not learn in undergrad or grad school for that matter. So again, I really think that 101 and just throwing yourself out there in the field of social work and in this particular field will help you to gain the skills that you need. So this is a great job to go after straight out of undergrad. So this is one of many that I'll be posting. The next one will probably be on in-home services and community-based counseling. So guys, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you go ahead and click that subscribe button. I will be providing information about that particular job just like I have done here. And I'll also be doing one on TFC, which is Therapeutic Foster Care Services, in the progress note video. So stay tuned for those videos, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you have questions, make sure you listen below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Bye.